Hey everyone, what is up? Welcome back for episode 2 of Higurashi When They Cry. So in the last episode we left off at the end of day 2. And the big thing, we were kind of learning about the murder that happened at the dam, right? And getting some weird reactions from Reina. I think that's her name. I already forgot her name. I'm pretty sure it's Reina. Sounds right. When the protagonist tried to talk to her about it. So, the mystery feels like they're kind of hinting at it, you know? I'm really excited to see more. So, I don't have too much else to say. I'm super excited to just keep playing. So, let's go ahead and jump right back into the game at the start of day 3. Also, small thing, but I moved the webcam because I noticed it was kind of blocking just a little bit of the text box. If this is a bad spot for it, let me know. It doesn't look like there's any like UI elements that would be relevant over in this corner, right, top right. But if there ends up being, for whatever reason, something this is going to consistently block, just let me know and I can try and move it somewhere else. Anyways, small thing. Let's just go ahead and continue. Goodness, why is it always with the bright white screens?
ランディ君人形？ああ、そりゃレナのツボだわな。
レナがサトコやリカちゃんをお持ち帰りしたくなるのはわかる。だが、ランディ君人形だけは理解できないぞ。あんなメガネ親父のどこがいいんだ。
Listen, man. No one understands. That's just how it is.
そりゃレナに直接聞けばいいじゃん。どうせ。だって可愛いんだもんしか言わないだろうけどさ。
I mean, you're really not wrong.
レナはよくあそこ、工事現場のとこへ宝探しに行くのか？
ちょくちょく見に行くって言ってましたです。
しかし、年頃の女の子がゴミあさりね。
Bit strange, but you know.
レナが楽しいならいいんだと思いますです。
That's a fair take.
あそこはなんだよ。ダムの工事現場だったのか？
It had been bugging me since yesterday, like an itch I couldn't scratch.
何年か前に中止になっちゃったけどね。
Yeah, man. Yeah, man, I wonder why.
みんなで力を合わせて戦いましたです。
Oh, never mind. Hearing an ominous word like fought come from Rika-chan's mouth startled me.
そうそう。何しろとんでもない話だったんだよ。ひなみ沢が丸ごとダム湖に沈むことに一方的になってさ。
So, I'm only able to be here because the protest succeeded.
ごめんねごめんね。待たせちゃったかな申し訳ありませんわねケイツさん。お化粧直しに時間をかけちゃいまして。
It's good, you know? No traps today, it would seem.
サトコ、便所には溜めてから行け。一気に出せて楽で早いぞ。
Bro.
花も恥じらう乙女になんて口の利き方。
To a maiden of unparalleled beauty. She really has quite the view of herself. Who was she calling a maiden? If Satoko really was a maiden, she wouldn't have reacted like that. Usual hijinks ensued. No ended up on the floor. Slumped. We all know Reina slumped someone.
今日は快速に乗っ取り、部員の諸君に是非を問いたい。彼、前原圭一君を新たな部員として我らの部活動に加えたいのだが、いかがだろうか。
I think I misunderstood this as the
レナ
beginning
は
of
意
the
義
day.
なし。貧民風情が私の相手を務められるかしら。
This peasant, yeah. This is gonna be an everlasting beef. I can already feel it.
僕もサトコも賛成しますですよ。
The three that Mio had queried voiced their approval.
全会一致。おめでとう、前原圭一君。君に栄えある我が部への入部試験を許可する。
The entrance exam. I'm sorry, what?
順を追って説明しろ。俺はまだ入るとは言ってないぞ。何の部活だ？
我が部はだな。複雑化する社会に対応するため、活動ごとに提案される様々な条件下。時には殉教、 あるいは逆境からいかにして。
レナは弱いからいじめないでほしいな。仲良くやろうね。レナさんは甘えてますわ。弱い者は食い尽くされるのが世の常なのでございますわよ。
True. This was starting to sound a bit sketchy. What kind of club was it? That's a great question, man.
つまりみんなでゲームして遊ぶ部活なのです。
I mean, that's what I figured, but they were so dramatic about it. Rika-chan was the only one to answer my question with a pertinent response. So basically, this club put Mion's hobby of collecting games to use by playing the various games that Mion had hoarded every day. It seemed that, depending on the day, there were prizes for the winner or a penalty for the person who finished in last place. Ooh, okay. It's intense in there. I can respect it.
先に断っとくけど、ままごと遊びみたいなレベルじゃないからね。一生いっぱいに命がかかってるくらい本気でかかった方がいいよ。
For sure. Gotta be the utmost of competitive. I don't know if Keiichi's like that, but that's how I'd be.
楽しくやれればいいじゃないか。
Nah, you play to win.
そう凄むなよ。
I'm kidding. There's nothing wrong with just playing games for fun, but that's clearly not how they roll.
快速第一条、狙うのは1位のみ。遊びだからなんていういい加減なプレーは許さない。
Aren't you the one who goes half-assed at academic stuff? I'm just saying.
快速第2条。そのためにはあらゆる努力をすることが義務付けられておりますのよ。
The way Satoko said it sounded like she was saying use any means necessary. That's what I was going to say. That sounds like it's only cheating if you get caught.
もちろん僕も頑張りますです。レナも弱いけどね、精一杯頑張ってるの。
I knew what they were trying to say. In a game where everybody's saving for the top, it's rather unsportsmanlike to play just for fun.
よし、俺も本気でやってやるぜ!
This ends one of two ways. Keiichi pulverizes everyone, right? And they tell him to never go all out again. Or Keiichi massively underestimates them, and he gets pulverized. Meaning Satoko would probably have a vile punishment for him getting last. I think that'd be funnier. With that, I was finally ready for the rite of initiation, my baptism into the club.
ケイちゃんに一応忠告ね。レナも結構えげつないからね。
Oh god. This initiation looks like it's gonna be rough. She's finna slump us. Neil began fishing around in the student lockers in the back of the room. They have the games here at the school? Well, it's club equipment, so I guess that's fine.
難しいゲームはケイちゃんだけに不利だからね。今日は誰にでもわかるゲームにしよう。スタンダードにトランプのジジ抜きはどう？
What's that sound effect? Honestly, I don't know what Old Bachelor is.
よし、受けてやるぜ!
やっぱり罰ゲームがないと燃えないよね。今回はビリに顔面落書きの刑。どう？
Mion seems like the type of person to draw penises on the face of whoever loses. Maybe not on the actual kids, but if Keiichi loses, yeah.
油性じゃないよね。
It's totally gonna be a permanent marker.
油性じゃないよね。
Permanent. She wants to draw on our faces with permanent marker.
上等でございますわ。
Satoko cheered the idea on. She didn't even flinch at the thought of such a severe penalty. Seemed like she was raring to go. It's gonna be like this, then I can't lose either.
じゃあカード切ってみんなに配るね。
How's she cheated already? Old Bachelor is pretty much the same as Old Maid. Man, I don't know what Old Maid is. There's only one difference. There's no Joker. In its place, one card is pulled out at the start, meaning there will be one card without a match left over at the end. You don't know which card will end up being the Joker. It's a pretty thrilling game. I don't know how the fundamentals of the game works. That's kind of a problem. I feel like for this, I feel like I probably need to look that up real quick. Old Bachelor card. Matching game with one odd card. Okay. All cards are dealt, and players lay down any pairs they have. The player on the dealer's left offers cards to the left. The player at his/her left draws and tries to make a pair, which is laid down. The play continues until one player lays down all cards as pairs. The player then left with the old maid loses the game. Okay. So you just have a bunch of cards, you're trying to knock it left with the last pair. You just pass one to the left? Or offers a card to the person to the left. Okay. Okay, it seems like a pretty simple game. I think I got it. I don't think I've ever actually played it. Mio took out one card and left it face down on the table. Everybody stared at the card intently.
終盤になればおのずとわかるし、最初はどうしようもないよな。
It's the ace of spades. Probably not. But the rest of them are very serious. They didn't seem as relaxed as I was. They don't want no permanent marker on their face. They compared their cards to the one face down, all the while gauging each other's reactions. Is this like a marked deck or something? It was as if they could see what the face down card was. No, it couldn't be.
このトランプ、結構傷物だろ?
Oh, it's basically a marked deck then.
まさか、みんなにはその傷で、そこに伏せたカードが分かってる?
快速第2条ですわ。圭一さんも勝つために最善の努力をなさいませ。いくつかのカードは特徴的だから、圭一くんにもすぐ覚えられるよ。
Bro, just get a new deck! That's so cheating! She said it so matter-of-factly.
上等だぜ! この程度でハンデになると思うなよ!
I lashed out angrily, but it was rather obvious I was at a disadvantage. Yeah, no kidding. After all, they'd gone so far as to memorize the wear and tear for each individual card. This wasn't a simple game of Old Bachelor. This was a test. They were playing with the answer sheet in front of them. Yeah, no kidding, man. That's some bull. Bring it. I'll take advantage of your carelessness and beat you at your own game. That baseless confidence would soon be crushed. Called it.
ケイちゃんの手札を右から言うぜ。3、4、9、ジャック、クイーン。
Yeah, that can't be legal.
ちなみに、ジジはダイヤの J なのです。どうカードを入れ替えたって見え見えですわ。上がりですな。
Bro's getting smoked. Do not, bro. Yeah. It's too late. I thought I was prepared, but for it to be this brutal, just overwhelming.
鬼だ。こいつらは鬼だ。レナは鬼じゃないよな。
They already warned you, brother.
ごめんね、ケイイチくん。
You can't forget the rules, bro.
こっちがハートの3だよね。あがり。
Not even a hint of mercy. Reina, even Rika-chan. Yeah, these club activities weren't to be trifled with. An alumnus of this club would definitely survive in the cruelest of situations. Our entire class had self-detonating collars strapped to their necks and were dropped into a death match on a deserted island. These guys would probably take to it like fish to water. I can already picture their joy as they hunt down each of their classmates.
ポイントは減点制ね。着順がそのままマイナス点。トータルで一番少ない人が優勝。
Bro, it's okay. We already know who lost.
では圭一はビリなので5です。
There's already a 5 marked down on my scoreboard.
やっぱりさ、綺麗なトランプでやらないと圭一君に不公平だよ。
That's just how it is. I guess y'all couldn't afford a new deck of cards, bro? No shot.
いいのいいの、ケイちゃんだって男だし、これくらいの逆境は跳ね返せるよね。
Apparently not. Or is this gonna be like a...
逃げ帰って涙で枕を濡らすのがお似合いでございますことよ。
Bro, yeah, nah, we got beef. So what, is this gonna be like a multiple game thing? And you just don't want to be left with the highest score at the end? Otherwise, I don't know why they're bothering with a scorecard. A petite hand laid itself on top of my head, which was trembling from uncontainable frustration. Ooh, thank you. Those Rika-chans. Yeah, we know. She's trying, man. She's trying.
ファイト、おーです。
You know, man. We'll try. Thanks to Rika-chan's words of encouragement, I was able to calm down. You need to be calm, especially when you're cornered. That's the power I can muster during this crisis. Think clearly, Keiichi Maibara. Take your time and look at the cards carefully. Ah boy, you better get to analyzing. You better have some hidden anime power. It's just as Reina said, several of the cards have their own distinct markings making them stand out. Memorizing them should be pretty simple. Think about what you can do in this situation. Try everything in your power to improve your chances of victory.
うまいよ圭一君、その調子。
I cover the uniquely marked cards with my hands or other cards, arranging them in such a way that they couldn't be seen. Yeah, don't let them know.
角が割れているのは5だったはずです。上がりましたです。
I couldn't let any of those precious hints slip by me. All information is a weapon. Then it was my turn. Satoko fanned out her cards for me.
欲しいのは7なんだが、これかな。
さーてどうかしら。
You can tell by her face, bro.
聞いてみないとわかりませんことよ。
I don't know. She could be bluffing. She could be. She could know that she has a tell, and be taking advantage of that. There was a bit of dismay in her expression. Like she doesn't want it taken. That kind of expression. I won't let that momentary lapse slip by me.
見えた！これだ！
He's gonna get played. We're gonna see the demon face here. I'm already known. Got it. 7 of spades. Oh, there you go. Okay. Cheer. Ooh, rang out.
なんですって7は一番わかりにくいはずですのに。
Yeah, well, we're different. It wasn't from memorizing the markings, but slight changes in their expressions as I was selecting a card were enough.
ほらケイちゃん隠さない。この傷が確かダイヤの2だったよね。あれ？
She was startled by her own misread. Of course, everybody else was too. Ooh, rip! Okay, what did he do? How did that happen?
みーちゃんがカード間違えるなんて珍しいね。
Y'all getting outplayed now.
違う。ケイちゃん、あんたまさか。
Tell me that boy put a mark on that card. They told them apart by different marks. The mark was a nail scratch. So, I put a new one on it. That boy's a menace. There you go. Play dirty. Do not ever play fair, bro.
ダイヤの2を偽装したというですの？
What a guy. That's... Yeah. You gotta play dirty to win here.
味な真似をするでございますわ。圭一、一矢報いましたです。
Yes, sir. Clap, clap, clap.
やったね、圭一くん。大戦線だよ。
Yeah. Having defeated the Forerunner, Mion, my brilliant battle left me ecstatic. But by total points, it was already set in stone that Mion would win and I would finish last. Oh, so it didn't even matter. I laughed haughtily, selecting the tone of my voice carefully to get on Mion's nerves. This author loves the word haughtily, I am just saying.
まあビリは確定だけどさ、最後にミオンから1本取れたから大満足かな。
Goading Mion. Laughing in her face. That should be the proverbial slap in the face to Mion, who's at the top already and ensured victory.
この回、仮にケイちゃんが1着になってもトータルビリが確定するんだけど、
当たり前だ。
一騎打ちしようよ。ワンチャンス。勝てたらケイちゃん1位で私ビリの大逆転なんてどう？乗るでしょ？
I mean, you gotta take that. She fell for it. A chance for an upset that wouldn't be possible without goading her into it.
ワンチャンスだと？
I don't know what upside that provides her, but hey.
ルールを説明しろ。
Mio discarded 2 cards from her hand and replaced one with a Joker card that was on the table, then shuffled the resulting hand behind her back.
右手のカードと左手のカード。どっちがジョーカーか当てたらケイちゃんの勝ち。
今後ろに回した時ジョーカーを抜いたってことはないだろうな。
ケイちゃんが負けたら反対の手のカードも公開するよ。それなら OK でしょ。
Bro, I said neither. There's no shot. The other three gulped nervously at this unexpected turn of events.
よし乗ってやる。
It's gonna be in someone else's hand or something. Mio grasped 1 card in each hand and thrust them out at me. First, I needed to inspect them closely. The card on the right had no distinguishing marks. I couldn't tell which one it was.
どっちだろう。ケイチ君、慎重にね。
Yeah, I mean, that's the idea.
ああ、もちろんだぜ。逆転の大チャンスだ。
Can he do it? Looking closely at the card on the left, I saw a little wear. It wasn't one I hadn't seen before.
あのカードは。
I didn't let that bit from Satoko slip by me. Mio clucked her tongue. I didn't recognize the mark on the left card from the small number that I had memorized. I didn't know what the left card was, but I could tell from Satoko's reaction that the card had already appeared during the game. Since it had already appeared before, it meant that it definitely wasn't the Joker. So it's either the other card, or neither of them.
ケイちゃんは右のカードを疑ってる？じゃあ右にする？
Also worth noting, she could be using her own trick against him to mark it like that.
右？
The left card definitely wasn't the Joker. If I could trust that theory, then I should have been able to declare that the card to the right was the Joker. Even without Mion's taunting, the one on the right was the most suspicious. Wasn't it a bit too rash to decide based solely on Satoko's reaction? More carefully. Ah, I remember now. That mark, the left card, no doubt about it. The 7 of clubs.
うん、きっとクローバーの7だね。
Of 1. The card on the left was the 7 of clubs. Don't get too confident, bro. You're gonna take the card on the right, and the answer is gonna be neither. I guarantee that is the answer. Or she's playing dirty and used your fake symbol trick. Or, like, fake distinguishing mark, whatever. So that meant the card on the right was the Joker. Nope. And then just before my hand touched the right card, I froze.
さすがミオンだよ。
There was a wave of murmurs amongst the onlookers at my sudden halt, right before I confirmed the right card was the Joker.
ケイチさんは何を言ってるのでございましょう。だって左 C です。
ケイちゃんはどうして右がジョーカーじゃないって確信できるの？
Mion let loose an unexpected question. Everyone else was baffled.
右のカードが何かは俺にもわからないさ。だが左のカードがクローバーの7だってことだけはわかる。
じゃあ残る右のカードがジョーカーなのじゃありませんこと？
But that's what she wants you to think.
必ず左右どっちかがジョーカーという約束でしょ？
That's what she wants you to think.
ああ、左右のどっちかにジョーカーがあるのは本当だろうな。
ケイチは勘がいいです。リカちゃん、それってどういう？
つまりさ、クローバーの7はさっき俺がサトコのスペードの7と合わせて捨てたカードなんだよ。
Everyone's attention snapped to the discard pile at the same time. So was it still there? Okay. Yep. She tried to mark a new one. The truth of the matter couldn't be discerned from that sloppy pile.
つまりミオンは捨て札を1枚拾って左のカードに重ねている。つまり
Wait, that means... Okay, pocketed one of the discarded cards. Then aligned it over the left card to hide the markings.
そうか、わかった。左のカードをクローバーの7に見せかけているんだね。
Yep. So she didn't do the marking trick, but it was the first time since the start of the match that a shadow ran across Mion's expression, and I didn't let that slip by. Then, with a grand flourish, he declared it loudly.
ジョーカーは左手だ!
Imagine she was just plain simple, and you just got double outplayed. It was an intense moment. But 1 second felt like an eternity for everyone there. Breaking that silence, the first one to speak was Mion.
初代部長として私も様々なプレイングを見てきたけど、ケイちゃん、あんたはベストだよ。
Okay, let's go.
ベストオブザベストオブザベスト。
Let's go. And look clean with it. Yeah, they put some respect on his name. That was probably the greatest compliment Mion could give. There you go. Mion accepted her defeat, dropping the cards from both hands. My comeback victory. Yes, sir. For the culture. That boy came back from 3-1. Rika-chan placed her hand on my head and began petting it, congratulating me on my victory. Thanks, Rika.
リカちゃんか?
Reina and Satoko gaped at us, as if they had seen a ghost.
なんだよレナ、別に俺はインチキしてないだろ。正々堂々と。
リカは慰めるときにしか頭を撫でませんの。
Oh no. Huh? What's the meaning of... At that moment, Reina let out a small shriek.
ケイチ君、こんなことって。
ケイちゃんならさ、ここまで読んでくれると思ってたよ。
What did I say? Bro, I literally said it. I literally said this was about to happen. She outplayed the outplaying. Get double outplayed. This is some Death Note shenanigans. I knew you'd know, so I did this in response. Everyone froze. No, it was just me.
賭けだった。ケイちゃんがおてんばさんの早とちりだったなら、負けてたのは私だった。
Bro couldn't leave it at that, though. It was the answer everyone was certain about. Mion picked up the card from the losing hand.
ケイちゃんはさ、この負けを誇っていいよ。
She turned it around. That was the card that proclaimed the victor of this duel. The card under the 7 of clubs. Believable. It was the 2 of diamonds. It was a setup behind the setup. I just picked the right one without reading so deeply into it. Haven't we all been there?
部長、園崎ミオンの名において。
It's like when you doubt your answer on a test in school. Redo the whole problem, get a new answer, and then your answer was actually, or the right answer was the first one you had.
前原圭一、あんたの我が部への入部を許可する。
At least that's a dub, I guess. We take those. They still get to draw on her face, though. As I slumped to my knees, dazed, everybody let out a round of applause for the excellent effort I gave despite my defeat.
これにて決着。本日の優勝は私、園崎ミオン。栄えあるビリは前原圭一。
Yikes, Rip Bozo. Everyone made a commotion, applauding cheerfully. I felt I was bested. I was so soundly beaten that it unexpectedly felt rather refreshing. You got a lot to learn, brother.
兄ちゃんが後ろ手で細工したとき、またやるんだって思ってドキドキしちゃった。ケイイチさんが正解に触れる直前で止まったときにはかかったって思いましたわ。
Oof.
見事に引っかかってくれましたです。
No kidding, man. Huh? Hey, wait. All of them knew from the start and still got excited so earnestly? Yikes.
楽しくなるようにみんなで盛り上げましたですよ。
You.
お前らみんな鬼だ！人手出し！
We've looped back around.
て、ケイちゃんに罰ゲームだね。今日は部活の初日だしね。ソフトに行こうかね。
I don't know how much I trust that.
いきなり登校拒否になられちゃ困るし。
That would be a problem. The other 3 members held down my arms and shoulders firmly. Oh no! Boy pinned! Mion approached, licking her lips. Her right hand went to pull something out of her pocket. Yeah, that's... you already know it's devious. They already got the marker on them? That's a felt-tip marker, and it's a giant permanent one!
さて、行くよ。
Bro, it's over. She took the cap on off the marker and brought it slowly up to my face while I was immobilized.
やめろ
Rip bozo. I let out my death throes. No mercy. There's no mercy in this environment. Certainly not from Mion. End of the school days. Now we're back to chilling. As soon as the club activities were finished, Raina flew off. Probably so she could dig out that cute Colonel Randy that she wasn't able to take home yesterday. So today it was just Mion and me walking home together. A rather rare occurrence.
宝の山か。捨ててる連中もまさかレナに感謝されてるとは夢にも思わないだろうね。
Probably not. Mountain of treasure, meaning that damn construction site from before. Alright, Mion would probably tell me. The murder by dismemberment that seemed to have happened there.
あそこさ、ダムの工事現場。なんかあったんだろ昔。
そりゃあったよ、戦いが。
A grand battle?
座り込みやったり、デモをやったり。
Yeah, I don't think that's what he meant, but this can't hurt to hear. It might be relevant. It was a bit different from what I wanted to hear, but I decided I'd listen just the same.
自分たちの土地がダム湖に沈むんだもんな。俺だって戦うだろうな。
役人どもは本当に一方的だった。偉そうで威張ってた。金で解決できないと悟ると、あらゆる嫌がらせをしてきたんだよ。いやらしい奴らだった。
Mion spoke excitedly, as if the whole thing was happening right in front of her.
よく勝てたな。相手は国だろ？
村長や村の有力者たちがね、方々に陳情した。
No stops.
東京にも行ったし、いろんな政治家に根回しもした。
Dang.
そうしてるうちに、計画は撤回されたんだよ。
They really went all out for that, huh?
私たちの完全勝利だった。
They weren't gonna let anything happen to their town. You gotta respect that.
暴力沙汰とかにはならなかったのか？傷害事件とか殺人。
なかった。
None. She promptly cut me off, the same as Reina had. Her words signaled the end of discussion. Toмотaki-san said one arm wasn't found in the incident. I thought that a murder by dismemberment had occurred, but I guess I was wrong. No, this town just has a dark secret, brother. My curiosity unsated, I sighed dejectedly inside. It is worth noting that part of my theory being that that it could be Reina had to do with her, like, adamant denial of the whole thing, but that might just be like the town themselves denying it rather than just Reina, which kind of puts a huge hole in that theory. I mean, it was way too early to tell for sure, so I wouldn't be surprised if I was a mile off, but I don't know. The other big thing is when I was kind of remembering stuff that happened in the beginning, some of the mannerisms kind of felt like indicative of Keiichi and Reina's relationship, which that just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. I don't know. I'm probably trying to draw a connection where there isn't one. However, I'm going to keep trying until it's proven that I am massively, like, reaching or something, you know? But that puts a huge hole in that theory if the whole town denies it. That makes that murder much more of a town mystery. But I guess that doesn't really... Okay, well, no, it does still kind of connect in a sense. But this murder, like at the dam, seems like more of a town mystery. Whereas whatever we saw in the dream sequence, assuming it was a dream sequence, right? Or assuming it wasn't just a dream sequence, that it really has no bearing to the rest of the game. For the sake of fun, I'm going to ignore that possibility for the most part, right? Could it have all just been a dream, completely irrelevant? Sure. Kind of lame though. So I don't think the author would go that route. Seem like two very separate murders, and I mean that was clear already, but now there's like it's kind of hard to link one to a person just because of their reaction, you know, to like the town's mystery. So it seems like there's two big mysteries here. Let's go ahead and move on, though. It's good to know that this is like a town kind of cover-up, it would seem. My curiosity unsated, I sighed dejectedly inside.
じゃあね。また明日ね。
Won't she just
ケイ
dip?
ちゃんそれ、うちに帰るまで消しちゃダメだからね。
わかってるよ。消さねえよ。
Mion held back her laughter while stealing glances at my face. What kind of nasty doodles they drew. We already know what Mion drew, dude. Damn you, Mion. You shall rue this day. If our roles are ever reversed, I'm going to go all out. All over your face, so you won't be able to take it off, even with a scouring pad. Boy's not gonna forgive this grave assault. Upon arriving home, I ran straight into my mom, embarrassing myself yet again. The mood I'd come home to was already on edge. It's not an uncommon thing in our family. Whenever Dad can't come up with a good idea, it always ends up like this. He stomps around the house with his arms crossed. Mom whispered into my ear.
おかえり、ケイチ。お父さん大変そうだからそっとしてあげてね。
またアイデアに詰まったわけ？
今回は締め切りが重なったからね。お父さん充電期間がないと大変だから。
Dad's paintings feed our entire family. If he runs out of ideas, then it's the end of the Mabaras. He's never gone hungry before. Could it be that my dad is a master painter?
家の中をうろうろしないで、表に散歩でも行った方がアイデアが出るんじゃねえの？
Inspiration comes in different forms for different people.
今回は生活空間がテーマだから、お父さんこの家をモチーフにしたいみたい。
Fair enough. That's quite a bothersome motif.
エイチ、部屋の中を少しは片付けなさい。みっともないぞ。
Bro, y'all need to stop bothering him. I'm talking about Keiichi. You need to let him go to the bathroom, look in a mirror, and then wash off whatever is on his face.
ごめん。後で片付けるよ。
Oh, come on. Please don't use my room as the motif.
ケイチ、お夕飯までまだ時間があるから、表でも散歩してらっしゃい。
Dad's moods are only temporary. As soon as he gets an idea, his mood improves and he starts humming. Until then, it wouldn't be a bad idea to just go take a walk so I don't aggravate him further.
じゃあそうするかな。
Fair enough. Is that boy? I said I was going to take a walk, but I didn't have any particular destination in mind. Did he wash off what was on his face, or is that about to come back to bite him? I just needed to kill some time. Got on my bike and pondered where to go. I could just go read at the bookstore, but it would take about an hour by bike to get to town. It would be dark by the time I got back, so I didn't want to go unless I had to. The roads at night here in Hidemizawa creep me out. If Mion or Satoko ever found out about that... I smiled wryly. Oh yeah, Reno's probably still at the Mountain of Treasure, the damn construction site. The excavation of Colonel Randy was probably taking her a while. Wouldn't be so bad to have her owe me.
次の部活の時に恩返ししてもらえるかもしれないしな。
So, couldn't just do it out of the goodness of your heart? With With a little bit of self-interest in mind, I set off towards the damn construction site. Tomitake-san might be there as well. The only person with information about the incident that both Reina and Mio denied knowing anything about. If I met him again, I'd like to ask for more details. To ask, was there really a dismemberment here in Hinamizawa? That was my real intention. I spotted Reina struggling up on the slope of the garbage pile. Looked like Colonel Randy was lodged in there pretty firmly. Didn't look like Reina would be able to excavate him by herself. Realizing that Tomitake-san wasn't around, I began climbing down the slope unsteadily.
Yo, Rena! 精が出ますな。
ケイチ君。どうしたのこんなところへ。
I mean, to help you out, obviously. I don't think there's much else that would bring him here. A place like this, huh? I see. She was aware of it, at least.
事故発生の緊急通報を受け参上しました。負傷者はどこでありますか？
事故って、
ランディ君人形がゴミ山に生き埋めになっているとの通報でしたが。
なんだ、びっくりした。
Got her.
ケイチ君脅かさないでよ。
God, it's so tough when you start being suspicious of someone, because even the most innocuous of lines makes you even more suspicious of them. Like...
事故って、
Like, as stupid as it sounds, like, I had to, in my mind, tell myself this line really isn't suspicious, right? In any way, right? Part of myself was like, I don't know, maybe she skunked someone. Right? And somehow somebody saw and she's concerned about that. And I'm like, that is kind of ridiculous. Right? Could it be possible? Sure. Right? But to immediately jump to that conclusion just from seeing this one line, I gotta maybe still be a little suspicious, but probably drop the whole analyzing everything Reina says in this area thing. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't. Right? There's a history here, and she's one of the few people willing to actually just spend time here, which is just suspicious in and of itself. But I totally am almost certainly overanalyzing this line. It'd be really funny if I wasn't, actually, but... just, keep on moving. It was just... I don't know.
冗談だよ。レナが一人で困ってるだろうなって思ってさ。
レナのために
Well, I filled my quota for today. If I don't say Reina blush at least once a day, then I'm not getting my daily required nutritional intake. Nutritional? He needs those vitamins, guys.
冗談だよ。こっちまで恥ずかしくなるだろう。
He's not kidding.
冗談ってどこからだろう。
Honestly, I don't even know. I just ignored her bewilderment.
俺どいた。で、どこだよ、ランディ君は。
あ、ごめん。ほら、この隙間から。
こりゃ本当に生き埋めだな。
You really do hate to see it. The Colonel Randy was sideways, surrounded by boards and other construction materials like they were caging him inside. According to Reina, it wasn't like this yesterday. Seems as though another illegal dumper came yesterday, dumped again, and now he's buried like this.
この山を一人でどけるつもりだったのか？
And best of luck with that.
その細い腕で。
That's kind of disrespectful, even if it's true. There's no way she'd be able to do that with her slender arms.
でも、ランディ君人形かいいんだもん。
Listen, love knows no bounds. She will overcome any hurdle to get this Colonel Randy.
お店のランディ君には鎖がついてるけど、これならお持ち帰りできる。
If Reina gave up on this Colonel Randy, she'll probably start devising a plan to steal the one in front of the store. As Reina's guardian, I won't allow her to sully her hands with crime.
どいてろよ。 俺がやる。
Rena blushed again, but this time I left it alone. The pile was enormous. Also, the more days we wasted, the more likely another illegal dumping would occur. If it got buried any deeper, there would be nothing that could be done.
ケイチ君、レナも手伝えるよ。手伝わせて。
帰って邪魔になるから下がってろって。
It's kind of rude. There's no way she couldn't help at all.
よいしょー
Brother, what is your plan of attack here? Pulling out scraps, bending them, tossing them aside. I quickly became covered in sweat and dust. Flying objects drew beautiful arcs across the twilight sky, one after another. Lumber, timber, plywood. How long until he pulls out an arm? I'm just saying. Damn it! No matter how much I threw out, there was still more. Even though I could see Colonel Randy right there. After grandstanding like that in front of Rena, I felt frantic because of how little I had progressed.
本気でやるなら、斧とかノコギリとかがいるかもしれねえな。
もういいよ、ケイチ君。すごい汗だよ。そんな無理しなくてもいいよ。
He wants to.
レナのためにやってるだけだ。気にするな。
What was that sound effect on the spray transition? That was a really funny sound effect. Rena began sputtering and turned beet red. This is becoming a real classic, huh? Ah, whoops. I meant to say I was trying my best so as to keep her from becoming a criminal. Foolish. You admitted your true intentions, you fool. Misplay. Oh well. Rip.
さすがに休憩。こいつは手強いぜ。
I sprawled on my back over the grassy slope. It's getting kind of close to dark.
ごめんね。すごい汗だく。
My boy was grinding. Respect. Rena patted her handkerchief against my forehead. Felt pretty nice.
あのさ、ちょっとここで休んでてね。私、家近いから。麦茶とか持ってきてあげるね。
Leaving the handkerchief on my forehead, Rena took off running. Her house is pretty close, too. I feel like I'm overanalyzing again. But if things are happening in this junkyard, and she lives that close, and she hangs out here, we haven't seen anything happen in what? I think they said it had been, what, 4 or 5 years prior? Right? I find it highly unlikely that, even if Rena was lying and she hadn't moved here a year ago, I find it highly unlikely that she would have been involved in that murder. So, while there is a connection with that murder to this graveyard, right, there are, I mean, as far as we know, no other murders, besides the one we saw at the very beginning, where there's no information such as location. So I am very suspicious of her, but I feel like just being linked to the graveyard really isn't that suspicious for her right now, frankly. I don't know. If the graveyard itself is a suspicious link, good lord, that took me a while. If the graveyard itself is a suspicious link, that'd be because maybe she did find the body or something, you know? Or the arm or whatever, and like I said, that changed something within her. But this all feels like such a stretch, right? It's something I'm going to keep in mind. I like to say what I'm thinking, but I also am trying to be honest that this is almost certainly a stretch, right? And this is like my mystery game brain, like, giving so many possible theories. You guys should have seen me play AI the Somnium Files. I wish I'd recorded that. I really wish I'd recorded that. I wrote down what I was thinking as I played that game, and I ended up with a 25-page Google document, right, just of my thoughts as I was playing the game, like thoughts and theories and stuff. And I actually did really good, right, on, like, solving the mystery in that game. I'm not saying that's going to translate to this game, but, you know, just me getting my thoughts out there really helps me potentially understand what's going on. So, you know, there's going to be a lot of really dreadfully wrong theories, and I'm probably going to get grilled for in time, but, you know, it's part of the fun. The cries of the Higurashi gently cooled the air. After I was certain that Rena was gone, I picked myself up and headed towards what I discovered earlier. It was a garbage pile of magazines and newspapers bound up in twine. Unless I'm mistaken. I believe it was around here. There it was. There were bound stacks of not-so-reputable tabloids. Brother! They were stacked chronologically, going back quite a few years. Oh, never mind. Never mind. It was quite a disturbing incident. They still haven't found one of the arms. It was just as Tomitake-san said, then undoubtedly there would be mention of the murder. These are troubled times. There's no end to these sickening incidents. There's a large part of society drawn in by these incidents as well. So it had to be recorded. Somewhere. I unfastened the packages and opened the rain-soaked pages carefully, looking over the table of contents. Not here, bro. You better be careful she doesn't come back and see you snooping like this. Next one. Not here. Next one. It was hard to search since I didn't know when it happened. I didn't know who the perpetrator or the victim was either. I only know what had happened here. I looked up every so often, checking to see if Reina had come back or not. I wouldn't want her to see me gawking at a dirty magazine, but it wasn't just that. Both Reina and Mion said they didn't know. But it had happened, without a doubt. As long as Tomitake-san wasn't lying. And if both Reina and Mion... yeah, there it was. They had just said that, and I wouldn't have got so hung up on it. I said that's so weird. An incident that neither Reina nor Mion wished to talk about. Trying to uncover it after they tried to conceal it out of good intentions. It made me feel like I was acting against my friends. Oh. We found it. You better turn around right now. Before we get to the... You weren't supposed to see that. Hinamizawa dam worker lynching, murder by dismemberment. Here it is. The featured article was in the back, and it seemed that there was a photograph in the colored pages at the front. The pages of the featured article were stuck together and weren't easy to open. Reina could return at any moment. Feeling rushed, I gave up and opened the photograph page. The police investigators were carrying a body bag, and the newspaper reporters were all bathing in camera flashes. So it happened. God. I'm feeling way too tense. Like, I just can't help but feel like she's gonna show up, and then this is gonna become a problem, you know? The image was blurry and hard to understand, but I could definitely make out the headlines. A tragic nightmare at the Hinamizawa construction site. Lynching and murder/dismemberment. The victim was the site foreman. He had assaulted his assailants daily with an explosive backlash from his daily actions. It's a horrible image. Just see the site foreman as... happened. Really did happen, brother. Turn around. She's gonna be sitting there with some barley tea in her hand, staring at you. Seemed the details were on the next page. I turned to the page without pausing. On it was... The assailants butchered the victim's body. Oh! The assailant butchered the victim's body with hatchets and pickaxes, and used an axe to split the cadaver into 6 pieces: the head, arms, legs, and torso. Yikes. She's totally right there, bro. She's totally right there. I could understand just from the headline that it was just too terrible an incident. Normally a lynching is just assault and murder, right? Dismemberment with hatchets and pickaxes? That wasn't a lynching. It was a merciless killing to the letter, a brutal murder, done by a group of people, with hatchets, with pickaxes, with a hatchet. Hey. That boy was scared out of his mind. I'm not gonna lie. I was a little scared too. I felt the tension building up. And when I saw like the hatchet right there, bro, I was about to lose my mind. I was like, we're getting skunked already? Are you serious? Like, did I somehow reach a bad end? Oh god. Oh, it's because she did have a hatchet. Reina dropped the hatchet she was holding onto the grass after being startled by my voice. Yeah, that was really bad timing though. Rena floated her arms in a panic, continuing to explain and apologize. Seemed to have been glaring at her pretty intensely.
ごめん。ちょっとオーバーに驚きすぎたかな。
こっちこそごめんね。ごめんね。
Night was drawing close. It's pretty worn out. It wouldn't hurt to do the rest tomorrow.
最後の針はそのナタじゃないと壊せそうにない。せっかく持ってきてくれたんだし、明日借りるよ。な。
So what, are we just leaving it at the site?
何しょんぼりしてるんだよ。明日にはランディ君が掘り出せるんだぜ。
そうだよね。早くランディ君をお持ち帰りしたい。
We both knew that it was useless to apologize any more than that. I quenched my thirst with the barley tea Raina brought and wiped off the sweat that had now gone cold. We took the path to head home. I felt guilty about the tabloid wrapped up in my jacket. Oh, he snuck it? Yeah, that was probably the move. I don't know why, but she frightens me way more than she probably should. Right, she really feels like she's going to be the exact kind of character where most people probably would not suspect her at all, right? Because of how like nice she is, how cutesy she is, right? Stuff like that. In the game like this, that's more scary to me than the one who seems openly antagonistic, right? Like, I don't know. I can't really think of any spoilery examples, but like, Save played, I don't know, like, what? Like Danganronpa, right? I don't know. To me, I'm always more suspicious of like the cutesy characters who look like they would never do this, right? Who are so nice, than the ones who would never, like, who look openly antagonistic and you're like, yeah, they would totally do that, right? That's just how I am. So, like, I'm much more scared of the idea that this is all a front by Reina and that she's gonna snap, or has already snapped, right? Than I am of it being somebody, like, who's a little more open about being antagonistic. I can't really think of anybody who's very open about being antagonistic right now. Like, I guess there's Satoko, but, like, I don't think her antagonism is, like, in the murdery sense. Let's check out the Hinamizawa Dam project. Let's just go into the tips. But, yeah. I mean, that was all I really needed to say there. Like, Reina creeps me out a lot more than you would think, just by looking at her character. Who knows if I'm correct to be creeped out there or not, but alright. October 1975. In accordance with the Prime Minister's Bulletin Board Number X, Hinamizawa's electrical development master plan was announced. The vast scope of the projected Hinamizawa Dam was to have an incredibly heavy impact on the village of Hinamizawa. The area to be flooded by the Hinamizawa Dam would include the 5 areas of Hinamizawa, Taketsudo, Kiyotsu, Matsumoto, and Yagochi. The submerged area would include 291 houses, population 1,251, 1 elementary school, 1 middle school, 1 post office, 1 agricultural cooperative, 1 forestry department lumberyard, 5 shrines, 2 temples, and 1 fishery. I guess they were just kind of thinking in the grand scheme of things, it's not that big of a loss. But all these communal, cultural, agricultural areas and places of worship were to be indefinitely submerged at the bottom of the artificial lake basin. Forsaking the hundreds of years our ancestors poured their blood and sweat into this fertile, resource-rich land was just too painful to bear. All the residents having homes that were to be submerged banded together and created the Onigafuchi Guardians. The dam project was halted and petitions to alter the plan were circulated. The citizens sought peaceful negotiations, but the government and its puppet company X openly refused. Performing unspeakable, heinous acts, they quashed the democratic actions of the villagers. But the villagers did not falter. Instead, they banded together even more closely and steeled their resolve to protect their homes to the death. To the death? Sheesh. The continuation of that frightening Hinamizawa Dam construction project is still stalled as of today. The villagers understand that the stalling was caused by sublime power through unity, and they understand that this fearsome plan has not yet been fully withdrawn. The Onigafuchi Guardians have been dissolved after it did its part, but the feelings of unity it garnered have not yet been extinguished. As long as that passion resides in the hearts of the residents, they'll be able to confront whomever next decides to sink their homes into a lake basin. Onigafuchi Guardians Committee Chairman Kichiro Kimiyoshi. Oh, was he the one who, wrote that? Okay. But it seems like the frightening part of all this is that it wasn't just the petitions and whatnot that won them the withdrawal of the plan. I'd assume it was one of the foremans getting brutally murdered. Like, yikes. Hatchets and pickaxes. Good God, man. Well, we're going to read about that now. And it should help paint a clear picture on this. Obviously, it still won't be the full picture, but... Nightmare befalls the Hinamizawa Dam. Lynching and murder/dismemberment. On X day of X month in XX Prefecture, the Hinamizawa Dam construction worksite in Shishibone City, a bone-chillingly gruesome murder/dismemberment. Even though this case has shocked the archipelago, the police will give no details on the case. Exactly what happened at the Hinamizawa Dam? They probably didn't mean to kill him at first, but as the victim resisted by swinging around a shovel, the rest of the perpetrators armed themselves in return, and it quickly escalated to homicide. So said the aforementioned Investigator A. After this bloody tragedy was over, they were left with a body which nobody could have mistaken as alive. XX-san had tormented the suspects daily with his rough behavior. At first it was meant to be payback. All the perpetrators were horrified by their deed, and one even turned himself in to the police. It was the de facto leader of this group, XX, who suggested hiding the body. Reluctantly at first, they soon began to think that they did not wish to be caught. The construction site had numerous places to hide the body with 6 people. They were originally supposed to hide the body and leave the area. The de facto leader feared that the consciences of the other 5 wouldn't be able to bear the burden, and came up with a horrifying method to keep them from turning him into the police. Oh! That's why it was the 2 arms, 2 legs, the torso, and the head. So what? 5 of them have been found, and I believe everybody except one of them has been arrested, right? So what? They're not arresting the last one because they don't know where the last body part is? He devised the heinous method of splitting up the body among them and making each of them responsible for hiding a piece. XX had turned a simple manslaughter into a gruesome dismemberment and forcibly involved each perpetrator in order to create a sense of unity between them. Each one participated. What does this mean? Person A spoke out reluctantly. XX had ordered each and every one of them to dissect a piece for themselves. They were hesitant at first, but nobody refused. Man, I don't know, I mean, I'm not saying that I would jump and lynch this dude, right? But if I jumped and lynched a dude with 5 other dudes with weapons and said, bro, I can't take part in this anymore. That's how you die. That's just how you die. They're just like, oh, you can't take part in this anymore. Well, then take your secrets to the grave, dog. Right? I'm just saying, I don't think anybody would actually be able to really refuse that. The best you can do is try to turn yourself in. In for a penny, in for a pound. That's what it meant. Thus, an unimaginable bloody ceremony began. The perpetrators wept and vomited as they performed the gruesome task. There was one person who stubbornly refused, but XX threatened them, saying nothing would change if someone else ended up dead, and he gave up in his objections. You see, that's what I'm saying. At least he had some common sense in the end. I mean, on one hand, I feel bad for the dude. On the other hand, he did still assist in murdering this guy, so it do be like that? But XX's plan collapsed in the span of one night. XXX, who had refused to dissect the corpse up until the last moment, had broken down in tears to the hospital where he was being treated for an injury sustained during the scuffle and confessed. The criminals were arrested one after the other, but the de facto leader's XX's whereabouts are still unknown. Also, the right arm hidden by XX has yet to be found. Despite an ongoing search, this horrible individual has so far managed to elude law enforcement. What could the police be doing? It appears that XX had said he was going to throw the body into the swamp. The body, right arm, into the swamp. XX's car was discovered abandoned near the swamp, but there were no clues to his whereabouts. XX didn't trust his companions. One cannot deny the possibility that he expected his companions to confess to the police and used his car as a decoy. Of course, I doubt that theory. Since he has no car, one would expect him to have a limited area to which he could have escaped to. But within the station, there were rumors going around that he had accidentally slipped and drowned in the swamp when he went to throw away the body. To the locals, that swamp is believed to be bottomless. It's known as Onigafuchi, the demon's abyss, and it's said that the bottom of the swamp is connected to the hellish world of demons. The atrocious demon from hell that was XX. Could it be that he had returned to hell through the swamp? The Zesian Dragon, bringer of luck and fortune, prosperous future, ladies leaping into your arms, business success, promotions, ambition, protection from harm. Not just with pachinko and horse races, but business and even love. Guaranteed or your money back. Zesian Dragon Bracelet DX, one piece. 27,800 yen. What a sudden shift. Okay, that was horrifying. How could they make such a bold claim like that? That it would bring you success or your money back? Ooh. No, okay, for real though. That incident is obviously quite horrifying. So it started out as them jumping the dude, and then he armed himself with a shovel, and so they murdered him. And to try to avoid being caught, that's why they cut the body up into 6 main pieces. Each person hid one. Everybody has been caught and their body part found, besides one, who seems to have thrown it into the swamp and then disappeared. And his car was there. The question, of course, is... where could he have gone? Could he have just drowned in the swamp? I don't know. It's possible. I kind of doubt they'll go that route, to be honest. I'm always of the type... I'm the type in mystery games who always thinks there's some deeper meaning to, like, everything you see. So I can't help but feel like his story ending, like, unresolved doesn't just mean that, you know, he did slip into the swamp. Is it possible? Sure. For sure. You know? Is it what I would expect? Not really. I'd expect it's something like, much more sinister than that. You know, maybe we'll find out who it really was. Right? Maybe it's Tomatake-san. Maybe... I don't know, maybe the body's somehow in the graveyard. Right? I don't know. I don't think it's just going to end there. Right? I have a feeling we're going to find that arm, that right arm. I have a feeling we'll end up somehow finding the dude responsible for that. Like, that part of the murder. Like, the ringleader. Oh, man. This is some really intriguing stuff. This is some really intriguing stuff. But I don't know how much more there is to say on that. I've kind of given my thoughts on both of these. I think we should just go ahead and save and then jump into the next day. The function of this school as an educational facility is very questionable. Our PE class is exceptionally disorganized. The only things we do together are the warm-ups at the start. The teacher isn't even there after that. All we do is play together.
仕方ないじゃん。年齢も性別もバラバラだし。
I mean, fair enough, I guess. As long as you guys are getting some exercise in, it ain't that deep.
一応ね、体育の時間は校庭で体を動かすのだけが決まりなの。
All the little kids were gallivanting about. Well, they certainly are being active. They might be getting plenty of exercise, but...
きっと教育委員会はこの学校を見落としてるんだろうな。
Yeah, I could see it. I could definitely see it.
お待たせしましたです。さてご一同様、今日の体育は何をいたしましょう。
I don't know, play tag?
おっしゃ、これでいつものメンバー全員集合だな。
さて委員長、今日は一体どんな体育をやるのかな？やるのかな？
Miona harumphed and crossed her arms haughtily, surveying the area. Dude, how often is this author gonna use that word? Am I crazy? I have never seen this word used nearly as much as I have seen it used in this VN already. That's probably more times than I had seen it in my life combined until now. Good lord.
瞬発力と持久力。スポーツの世界においては仲間などいない。すべてがライバル。信じられるのは己の肉体のみ。
I wouldn't really agree with that. I mean, it depends on the sport. If you've ever played a sport like football or basketball, I don't know. I wouldn't say anything along the lines of there are no friends in the world of sports and everyone's a rival. You know? I mean, that sense of unity with a team like that.
なんだそりゃ、漫画の読みすぎだろ。
Yeah. I quipped without missing a beat.
ってわけで、温故知新。古いながらも全ての要素を詰め込んだ屋外乱戦の王様、鬼ごっこでいこう。
See, I'm a master of predicting PE games, apparently. Okay, tag was like the most basic one you could guess. Especially when you have, like, younger kids in there, too. It was quite the adorable choice to make after playing it up so much. I really thought they were going to be boxing or something after the way she played that up.
ノロマナケイチさんは家の一番に鬼ですの。
That dunderhead. I don't know. I can only think about the way Sandy Cheeks says that. You dunderhead. Oh, I watch too much SpongeBob.
僕だって負けませんです。
That's some confidence. I can respect it.
レナも頑張るもの。今日は負けないぞ。
なんでお前らそんなにやる気満々なんだよ。
Don't forget rules 1 and 2, brother.
快速第3条。ゲームは絶対に楽しく参加しなければならない。
Oh, there's rule 3.
じゃあこれ部活なのかよ。
Everyone smirked at each other. It is a game. It is a game. They all seemed pretty confident. Oh man. Physically, I should be able to keep up with any girls my own age. Regardless, Mion and Satoko looked like they were aiming for victory, and Reina was looking at me as if pitying my disadvantage.
上等だぜ。鬼ごっこ乗ってやらー。
This guy is so dramatic. My yell echoed across the school grounds. These were the rules. Anyone who was able to evade being tagged before the bell was a winner. But we didn't switch who was it. The ones who were tagged by it also became it. Ooh, it's that kind of tag, okay. So the number of people who were it could increase exponentially. The end game would become a hellish siege.
ここいらではこの遊びのことゾンビ鬼って呼んでるけどね。
Yeah.
なるほど。食われたやつがゾンビ化するからな。
なんでそんな怖いこと言うんだろう。
Why not?
レナを捕まえたら生きたままお腹を食い破ってやるからな。
That sure is a way to put it.
やだよケイチくん。そんなの嫌。
Just a little bit. Rika-chan placed her hand on Reina's head as she panicked.
大丈夫です。ケイチに食われる前に僕が優しく食べてあげますです。
Hey, at least you have that. I really feel like that doesn't help.
リカ、それは全然慰めになってませんわ。
Yeah, no, not really. Both Mion and I nodded deeply.
最初の鬼 ゾンビはどうやって決める？じゃんけんか？
一応授業時間だからね。問題で決めよう。問題を出すから答えられなかったやつがゾンビ。
That seems a little unfair. I have no idea which grade level they're coming from. I have a feeling it's not necessarily going to be any grade level. I have a feeling it's going to be something unfair, like, what's the landmark over there?
6は英語で。
Huh? I was bewildered by the sudden question. Mion repeated it.
だから答えるの。6は英語で。
Bro, I don't know.
6だ。
なら靴下は？
ソックスだね。
アルファベットの後ろから3つ目。
X ですよ。
では性別は英語で？
もちろんわかりますわ。それは。
Satoko cut herself off before finishing the answer. I see. It's quite a lewd question. Brother. Mio, no. Not with the child. No.
サトコは大人だもんね。
No, stop.
知らないわけはないよね。
知ってますもの。知ってるもん。
じゃあ言ってごらんよ。あれだよ、あれ。あれは英語で？
Bro, you are demented.
さとこちゃん困ってる。
I'll try to make the little kid say something perverted. Y'all gotta go.
持ち帰るなよ。犯罪だからな。
I'm gonna agree with that. I didn't nip it in the bud. She really might have tried to take her home. Mion's pursuit was relentless, making Satoko stammer.
さあさあさあ言ってごらんよ、大声で。あれは英語で何という？
知ってるもん。知ってるもん。知ってるもん。だからザットですよ。ザット。
All of us were a bit surprised by Rika-chan's unexpected answer. I see. Well, it certainly is what that means. That could have been awkward. Wonder what I would have done in Satoko's position. Probably get ticked off and just blurt out, you know what, at the top of my lungs. I wouldn't want you as an enemy, Mion Sonozaki. Thank goodness you were born a girl. If you were a boy, you'd probably be a perverted asshole. You can still be that as a female.
仕方ありません
I'm just
わね。
saying.
不詳、この北条さとこがゾンビ役を務めさせてもらいますわ。
Rip. Those questions seem a little unfair. It seems like the older people are naturally gonna get them.
みんな食い殺してやりますですな。
Seems like she's raring to go. That's good at
100
least.
数えればいいんですの？
100数えるのはズルするやつがいるからな。俺の問題が解けたら追ってよし。
圭一くん、簡単なのにしてあげてね。
5分の1のケーキと6分の1のケーキと7分の1のケーキを一皿に乗せました。
Fractions.
分母が違いますですの。
With no common denominators. Satoko grabbed a stick in a panic and began drawing a cake in fractions on the
ケー
ground.
キ1個を60秒で食べられるサトコがそれを全部食べるとお皿にはケーキがいくつ残っているでしょう？
Huh? Just as I finished giving the word problem, Mion shouted,
よーい、ドン！
If Satoko, who can eat one cake in 60 seconds, eats all of them, how many cakes are left on the plate? You're kind of foul. That's just kind of tricking her. I mean, it's just 0. There's 0 cakes left on the plate, right? Right? Or is that what they're saying? Like, yeah, because eats all of them. Like, come on. That is so much irrelevant information. You're kind of foul for that. That's what the American school system be like, bro. And standardized testing. That stuff is vile. Really grade you on whether or not you can read the tricks or not. On Mion's signal, everyone but Satoko scattered.
圭一くん、それ問題じゃないよね。
No. Satoko had already lost the moment she started working it out. She's eating it all, so of course there's nothing left on the plate. Yep, there it is. Everyone dashed off in a direction they thought was best. Knowing the lay of the land, they probably headed right to the best spots. It was obvious I was at a disadvantage. At a time like this, it would have been more effective to go along with those trained in survival skills. Like Mion, for example. The fact that I didn't realize it at the start of the game probably hurt my chances. Glancing back over the school ground, I saw Satoko just rising up to start. She was really, really mad. She's gonna chase you down. She got tripped up on such a dumb question. I stood at one of the corners of the school. I had a clear sightlines in 2 directions, and would probably have a good response time if any zombies started closing in. For the time being, I caught my breath and focused on what I was trained to think during club activities yesterday. Think calmly, Keiichi Maibara. If I was it, what would I do? Increasing my numbers would be the shortcut to victory. Then going after the weakest player first is the obvious plan of attack. Meaning, me.
さて、ケイイチさんはどこでございましょう。逃がしませんことよ。
Especially not after the way you tricked her, bro. I know she has no forgiveness, bro. But of course, what will be the best method to track me down? Footprints or smell, or maybe some type of trail. If I could craftily hide my tracks, then there would be no trail for Satoko to follow. I was no detective. Would I even be able to do that kind of thing in an amateur game like this?
岡村、ケイイチさんを見かけなかったでございませんこと？
What the heck? Do zombies have to pray by asking nicely where they went? Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun pointed to the location where I was hiding. After confirming she was headed in this direction, I abandoned my position. It wasn't easy to hide myself with all those little kids running around as they pleased. It was becoming even more obvious that I was at a disadvantage from not being familiar with these surroundings. That's how it was going to be. That to confront this intelligence-gathering zombie, I just counter in a similar vein. I approached some girls playing with a ball.
すまんが伝言を頼まれてくれ。北条聡子にご両親が校門に来てるぞってな。
伝言
Bro.
いいよいいよ。
No shot. I stopped the girls as they turned to run off.
待て、まだ行くな。あと園崎美音にもだ。先生が校門のところで呼んでるぞって伝えてくれ。
I am quite the schemer if I do say so myself. Bro, ain't no shot. He's getting people to do his bidding. If things went well, then Satoko and Mion would run into each other at the gate. It would put me at a disadvantage if more people were it, but this was Mion we were talking about. She'd figure out a way to escape. That was just fine, as long as it bought me more time. Dance for me, Mion and Satoko. In the palm of my hand. Having my fill of playing the con man, I looked for a place to hide. If you think about it logically, I'd only bought myself a scant amount of time, and it might even come back to bite me. Once it became apparent I'd started spreading false information through messengers, I could end up being the recipient of one of those messages. Satoko would probably ask the messengers to help her look for me. That would mean there would be more zombies than participants in the game. The virus that was brought about by my mischief could cause an epidemic. You fool, you've started the zombie apocalypse. All my classmates would transform into zombies, and would only be searching for me. This tactic might backfire horribly. While trembling at the thought of the impending dawn of the dead, I began searching for a safe house. I found a shed by the incinerator behind the school. Isn't that literally where you just were? It's like the same exact background, but okay. After climbing up to the roof, I held my breath. It wasn't a bad place to hold out. Not only did I have good line of sight, but, if necessary, I could jump off in 3 different directions to escape. It was getting rowdy down there. The lower grades were running around below the shed.
いないね、前原さん。そっちいた？いない。ケイイチさんどこだろう？お父さんが校門に来てるのにね。
That was definitely a lie. The word gate, same one I'd used, gave a hint of revenge. So Mion was behind this. I was still keeping one step ahead of the game. I felt bad for my underclassmen, but they'd have to search until the school bell.
ねえねえ、ケイイチさん知らない？
They're
お母さ
hunting
ん
for
が急病で大変なんだって。
you. Yeah, that's
前
cat.
原さんに伝言だよ。
Yeah, there's like
家
8
が
of
火
them,
事だ
bro.
から急いで校門に来いって。
His house caught fire?
前原さん家にジャンボ機が墜落したらしいよ。
I think these are all truths, guys. I think they're telling the truth.
警察が事情聴取に来てるって言ってた。
Anything goes now.
趣味は抱き枕のコレクションなんだって。
Bro, I know Mio said that. Huh?
夜な夜なベッドで抱きながら寝てるって本当なの？
Who were they talking about?
ふにふにの柔らかい感触がたまんないって。
Bro, I'm already knowing Mio said this. You're a... I guess we started this, but she escalated this. No way I would do that!
委員長の写真貼り付けたのも貼るらしいよ。
No, they're trying to bait you out. They want you to defend your honor, bro. This is your doing, Mion. Calm down, Keiichi Maibara. This is Mion's battle tactic to flush me out. Just hold on. My underclassmen thought about it logically. They would know it's all nonsense. But small kids don't think about things logically. To them, all of those things were true, so they all chuckled together while looking for me. I win, Mion. It's my victory. Wiping unrelenting tears away, I felt intoxicated by my own victory. She's already gonna be behind you. Oh no.
聞いた？転校生の前原さんって二次元萌えの人なんだって。
The cost of beating Mion had too high a price. Ah. Oh. Someone passed below. That's Reina and Rika-chan. Uh-oh.
リカちゃんはまだ無事かな？なんとか頑張ってますです。
She gotten anybody then yet?
みーちゃんも鬼になっちゃったみたいなの。
Oh, that checks out. Oh, yikes, bro. Mion? Couldn't be. She'd become it because of my little strategy? This confirmed that Mion was behind this relentless message war. And this wasn't good.
みーちゃんはなんとか巻いたけど、さとこちゃんは。さとこは土管のところを探してますから、ここはしばらくは安全ですよ。
Upon hearing that, I breathed a sigh of relief. While Reina was slumped on the ground, breathing heavily, Rika-chan had started creeping up to her. Rika-chan doesn't normally make noise when she walks. It's strange. It couldn't be.
リカちゃん？何かな？何かな？
Was this a trap?
大丈夫ですよ。
I'd never seen Rika-chan smile so creepily before.
なんで近寄ってくるのかな？
Oh, no.
来るのかな？
This was a trap.
リカちゃんはゾンビじゃないもんね。怖くないです。僕が優しく食べてあげますです。
Oh, no shot, bro.
嘘だよね。リカちゃんがそんな。
Reina was pressed against the wall and Rika-chan lurched forward with both arms out, just like a zombie. Reina quaked with her back pushed up against the wall. It was quite a surreal scene of horror, like one of those zombie breakout videos you'd see. At that moment, Reina's eyes met mine. Oh, you fool! You should have stayed hidden. Zombie Rika-chan turned 180 degrees, Exorcist style, and glared at me. Uh-oh. Mion popped out from behind the cinderblock wall around the garbage dump, also seeing where I was. My position was only advantageous when there was one zombie. Being surrounded was not as good. Uh-oh. Oh no. I could tell that Satoko was rushing my way. It seemed that Rika-chan had let Reina escape, and now she was bearing her fangs in my direction. Yikes. The onslaught you prepared has now reached you. Took like a zombie. The three zombies circled the shed, moaning curses.
お前ら怖い！怖すぎる！
ケイチさんの腹渡はどんな味がするのかしら？ケイチさん。ケイチも僕たちの仲間になってほしいです。
誰か助けてくれ！
Boy, you better get out of here. I don't know how you're getting out of here. You're vile for that, Reina. Self-defense. I saw Reina apologizing to me from across the schoolyard. An apology. Sorry. Leaving me for dead? Reina! You're vile for that. I keep saying that. I keep saying. I leapt off the roof out of fear, slipping as I landed. Oh, it's done. Satoko and Rika jumped on top of me, and after straddling me, they tickled me all over my body. No, that's the worst. The boy's getting tortured.
ってことは、あとはレナか。チャイムまであと何分もないね。
のれんレナ
That boy got left for dead.
よくも俺を見殺しに
You're really getting into this. The feelings of a zombie. I understood how vengeful ghosts with lingering regrets felt.
かわいそです。でもこれでケイイチも仲間ですよ。
It felt like I'd been bitten by a vampire and was now one of their thralls. It was a strange feeling, being welcomed over to the side that had pursued me.
ゾンビ鬼なかなか奥深し
It's a merciless game.
気取ってる場合じゃありませんわ。レナを捕まえるのですの。
That is true.
校長が廊下を歩いてる。もうすぐチャイムが鳴るよ。
I'll just get to running. To devour Reina, I, who'd been turned into a demon of vengeance, needed to use any means necessary. Except I wasn't just a zombie. I was a master of the night, a vampire. Using the same trick that had tightened the noose around my own neck, I used my classmates to further my evil designs. I gathered up the lower grades from around the school
みんな
grounds.
聞いてくれレナが大変なんだ今すぐレナを探し出してくれ
前原さん家にジャンボ機が落っこちたことより大変なの？
Yes. Oh yeah. It had turned into that, hadn't it? Rion whistled nonchalantly, trying to avoid the blame.
ああジャンボ機なんか目じゃないぞ
Oh god.
レナン地に墜落したのはなんと小惑星だ
A space colony, oh no, bro.
小惑星ですって？
ああ宇宙人が作った装置でロシュの限界を解除しまさか俺もそこまでやるとは思わなかった
Wouldn't that include you guys?
しかも続いて今度は100個も地球軍の完全な誤算だ
By the propagandality of Xeon. Of course. The lower grades were dumbfounded, their eyes like saucers at the grand turn of events.
地球軍って私たち宇宙人と戦争でもしてるんですか？
The Terran
こ
Federation?
のままでは地球は壊滅だしかしレナならレナの放つ音速のマッハレナパンチなら
The Red
小惑星を全て迎撃することができるそう地球軍のトップエースそれがリュウグウレナなのだ
Bro. What? they're actually gonna buy this too. The lower grade students all gulped. Seemed I'd made them fully understand that the fight for Earth was lost without Reina.
さあチェ同志諸君レナを探し出すのだ
My comrades in the lower grades let out an enthusiastic cheer and dashed off in various directions around the school grounds. There's still one person who hadn't gone.
でもたとえレナさんでも月を押し戻すことなんてできるんでしょうか？
What?
心配無用だ
That's the white variety of those comments, of
つい先
course.
日もレナは地球に激突するはずの水星爆弾を一つ弾き飛ばしている小惑星の100個や200個くらい
リュウグウさんってすごいんだ
Yeah. Satisfied with that, she also rushed off to look for Reina, and she was really playing along for a second. It does seem like there are some promising up-and-comers amongst the youngsters.
ケイちゃんの才能をおじさんは改めて知ったよ。
Didn't really feel like she was complimenting me, or whatever.
しかしケイイチさんもやるでございますわね。これは頼もしいですわ。
でもこの人数なら勝てる。
Better hope so.
これだけいれば勝てるよ。
ケイイチはゾンビに立候補した方が良かったと思いましたです。
Rika-chan's words stung a bit, but I'd let it slide for now. Not even Reina would be able to escape the entire class. I mean, that is true, but you guys don't have much time. As a result of everyone's thorough search, Reina was finally quartered in the back of the sports equipment shed. Y'all better tag her before that bell rings. This is gonna be a buzzer beater, isn't it?
怖いよみんな。ケイイチ君まで怖いよ。
If probably was scary being chased around by the entire student body. All the lower grades closed in on Reina, saying she was the only one who could save the world.
みんなが何を言ってるのかわかんないよ。レナはパンチで小惑星なんか破壊できないよ。
レナ、さっきはよくも見捨てたな。
Like she's about to get saved by the bell.
覚悟はできてるだろうな。
さっきはごめんね、ケイチ君。だって仕方なかったんだもん。
Y'all better attack her or it's gonna end.
おとなしく食い尽くされるでございますの。みんなで仲良しですよ。
さあレナ、念仏でも唱えな。
They're way too into this, bro. Reina had stumbled onto a mat, trembling, with tears in her eyes. I closed in. Associating the situation with a similar, particularly immoral one made my pulse quicken just a little bit. Bro! You are a demented individual. Satoko and Rika-chan were both wiggling their fingers. They probably wanted to tickle Reina. Reina, wanting no part of what she knew was about to happen, went stiff with fear.
ケイチ君はみんなみたいなひどいことしないよね。しないよね。
You know I had to do it to him.
さあどうかな。さて覚悟は決まったかな。
いいよ、ケイチ君なら。
This is her last trick. This is her last trick. Do not fall for it. Just tag her and go. The bell is going to ring, brother. The face she made as she resigned herself to her fate made my heart skip a beat.
ケイチ君はひどいことしないって。レナ、信じてるし。
This is one last desperate ploy. Body won't move. That had to be some sort of anti-zombie mantra. The second my sense of reason chimed in, the beast inside me died instantly. I knew it, bro. It was the bell. Game over. She stalled you long enough, you fool.
やったやった。生き残ったよ。わーいわーい。
Reina pranced around merrily as if a curse had been broken. Bro, she was playing for time.
あとわずかのところで日光が差し、悪のゾンビ軍団は廃人と帰したか。
You're foolish.
ヒロインが生き残るのは映画のお約束だもんな。
何を気取ってるのですの。ケイチさんがもたもたしてるから。
That boy threw. Any of y'all could attack her too.
お仕置きしますです。
Yikes. I was subdued by Satoko and Rika-chan and once again sentenced to death by 100 tickles.
許して。
Bro.
じゃあ生き残ったでしょうは竜宮レナと園崎美音。イエーイ。
Oh my god, was she playing as a zombie, bro? She never was. No shot.
あれ、みーちゃんゾンビじゃなかったの。
I should have seen that coming.
ふりしてただけ。敵を騙すには味方からって言うじゃん。
Bro.
うおー、ミオンてめえ。
Yo.
はいはい。
So it's the two little kids and Keiichi. Alright, bro. Yeah, you gotta take your L. Humble yourself.
急いで着替えないとね。次の授業に遅れんなよ。
離せ、サトコ、リカちゃん。いや
ー Merciless. Having had my fill of being terrified to my very core by club activities, I solemnly swore I would have Mio crying for mercy next time. Oh man. This game's slice of life writing is so good. Every moment of it is so enjoyable. Like, it never feels like it's been as long as it has been. We're already encroaching 2 hours. It really doesn't feel like it's been that long. After arriving home, I quickly made preparations to head out once again. I'd agreed to meet with Reina to dig Colonel Randy out of that mountain of treasure from before.
母さん、うちに軍手ってあるかな？あとタオル。
表の物置の中になかった？
Well, apparently he doesn't know.
タオルは洗面所ね。
Alright. Now I was all ready. Looking at me, my mom stared quizzically.
何ケイチ？すごいいでたちでどこへお出かけ？
A rescue operation. If they come to dump again illegally, I'll be buried completely and it'll be impossible to dig him out. And if that happens, Reina will undoubtedly go after the Colonel Randy in front of the fried chicken place in town.
ちょっと発掘に。
Boy, Colonel Randy.
クラスメートを犯罪者にしないために。
はあ？あまり遅くならないようにね。
Listen, bro. The fact that his mom just has no questions beyond that's something, bro. Mom returned to the kitchen with a puzzled expression still on her face. I wonder what the odds of Reina realizing that magazine went missing are. Ugh. The graveyard scenes are farting. Starting to feel really tense, honestly. I don't know. It just feels like... I just can't help but feel like eventually all hell is going to break loose in that graveyard. And so every time we're there, I'm like so worried that it's now, you know? Or like, you know, because like I'm already worried for this one. Last time I was a bit worried too, right? I feel like that's not going to stop until something inevitably happens. Then I'm forever going to feel tense about that graveyard. Graveyard? Well, it's about to turn into a graveyard. But when I said the first time, I'm in junkyard. Cutting through the woods is a shortcut to the dam site. I ran into someone. Oh. What's good, brother? You know, a junkyard being a horrifying sight that you can never associate with anything but something really bad really reminds me of another series of... It's not a visual novel, but it's pretty close. I don't want to say what it is because, you know, then I'm kind of spoiling it. Light spoilers. That something happens there, but I really enjoyed the game. It was when did it come out? I don't know. It was a pretty big console game. It was pretty similar to like a Telltale game. That's all I'll say. If you know, you know. But pretty bad stuff happened at that junkyard. Are we really gonna have a repeat of that? It'd be wild. Anyways, cutting through the woods is a shortcut to the dam site. I ran into someone. It was Tomatake-san. Probably taking pictures of wild birds again with that precious camera of his. The boy's gonna have some questions. It couldn't be that all he took was of young... Oh my goodness, can't read. It couldn't be that all he took pictures of was handsome young men in the twilight.
Yeah, 久しぶり。
It's been like 2 days.
ケイチ君だったよね。
Yep.
どうもその説は。
I expelled the rude imagery from my head and greeted him without inciting anything.
そういえば、彼女は君の知り合いだよね。
He's probably talking about Reina. Guessing by the way Tomatake-san was shaken up.
あれは一体何だったんだい？彼女が不気味のナタを持って歩いてるんだよ。
Oh, that is true.
それもニヤニヤと笑いながら。
I could see why that would look creepy. I was Reina, without a doubt. I expect that she was grinning in anticipation of taking Colonel Randy home.
身に危険を察して隠れたけど、警察に電話した方がいいんじゃないかな。
Nah, brother, it's not like that. Well, at least for now. Well, it certainly would be quite the spectacle for a girl of her age to be roaming around with a hatchet. Tomatake-san's reaction was the epitome of logic.
いいんです、いいんです。ほっといてください。また犠牲者を探して徘徊しているだけですから。
Bro, don't say that. Tomatake-san was alarmed by my crass response. Well, it's probably hard for a normal person to understand right now. We'll just toss out a bunch of baloney.
富武さんがここで殺されたら、多分犯人はあいつです。
Bro, you can't say that. This feels like the most blatant foreshadowing I've ever seen. It's so blatant that it feels like they either think you're going to... This is just going to whoop right over your head, and then later you're going to look at this line like, oh my god, I'm an idiot. Or this is bait. And I don't know which of those two it is.
せいぜい嗅ぎ回らないようにすることですね。
With a condescending smirk, I started off in the direction of the dam site where Reina was waiting. You really didn't have any questions about the murder here? I figured you would. Before I got too far, Tomatake-san abruptly called out to me.
ケイチ君、それ、よそ者の僕への警告のつもりかい？
I didn't mean that seriously. I did try to make it obvious, but...
せいぜい気をつけることにするよ。
So far, he seems like a good enough dude, but I don't know. In mystery games, it's so hard to trust any character until the game is fully over. And you're like, alright, we can fully trust this character. Because anytime you're playing a mystery game, it's like, alright, I trust this character. Backstabbed. This is how it goes. Every time. Shanked. Leaving only those words behind, Tomotage-san turned around and left. Didn't really mean to call him an outsider. I wasn't really implying anything when I said that. It only meant to be a joke, but I feel like I said something bad. I mean, you could stop him if you really felt that bad about it, but... Here we go again.
ケイくん待ってたよ。今日も頑張ろう。
I still don't have a thumbnail. That's problematic. I understood what Tomotage-san was trying to say. Somebody gallivanting about while waving a hatchet around certainly would seem dangerous.
ナタは鞘とかをかぶせて持ってこい。むきみはさすがにまずいだろ。
なくしちゃったみたいで、ないんだもん。
What? Thinking about it, there really was no need to try to keep up appearances. Everyone in Hinamizawa probably already knew about Reina's eccentricities. Is that even how you say that word? I actually don't know how you say that. She's probably the only person who could carry a hatchet around Hinamizawa and not be considered suspicious.
まあいっか。今日で決めるぜ。最後の針をぶっ壊せば引きずり出せるはずさ。準備万端。任せとけ。
I took the hatchet from Reina and made my way up the unstable slope.
待っててね、ランディ君。今、ケイイチ君が助け出してくれるからね。
よっしゃ下がってな。一気に蹴りをつけてやるぜ。
Oh, you gonna one-shot it? Solid thwack rang throughout Hinamizawa, as if the job was being done by a lumberjack.
どう？うまくいきそう？無理そうだったら無理しなくていいよ。
ここさえ折れれば、あとはなんとかなる。
Gonna scrap.
今日は気力も充実。
He's going for it.
いける！
Respect. But this adversary was Oh my goodness. But this adversary was more formidable than I expected. First of all, I'd never used a hatchet before. During a school camping trip, I'd wanted to split the wood, but I lost at rock, paper, scissors and wasn't able to do it. Because the spot where I was standing was so unstable, I soon became tired and decided to take a break. This is where it's revealed that Reina is the master of hatchets. Reina had already spread out a tarp and laid down some tea and sweets.
大丈夫。もう一息。今夜レナが寝るときには、ランディ君にお休みのキスができるようになってるさ。
ありがとう。ランディ君、お休みのキス。
Some things never change.
そういえば、レナも転校生だったんだろ？前はどこに住んでたんだよ。
I asked her nonchalantly while drinking tea. I thought she'd lived here all her life.
お、関東の方だよ。ここほどじゃないけど、やっぱり田舎だったかな。
なんで引っ越してきたんだよ、ひなみ沢に。ほら、ここって結構田舎だろ？
No kidding.
ケイイチ君はなんで引っ越してきたの？
That's a valid counter
お
question.
父さんの仕事と関係あるのかな？
うちの親父がアトリエを移したいって言い出したんだよ。こういう山奥がいいって前々から言っててさ。
アトリエ？ケイイチ君のお父さんって芸術家さんなの？
Yep.
風景画ばっかり描いてる。年に2回くらいはどっかで個展を開いてるらしい。
When he started, his works were displayed in an industry plaza in Tokyo. Now they're exhibited in the Makuhari Messe? He's determined to have them displayed in the Waterfront International Exhibition Hall.
それってすごいね。今度レナにも見せてね。
I was too embarrassed to tell her that I didn't really know what kind of pictures my father painted. Well, eventually I would. I picked myself up while giving some vague answers.
でも、楽器途中の転校だったんでしょ？
Yeah.
大変じゃなかった？
I've done it before. I can tell you it definitely is. Who knows if it is for Keiichi,
別に
moving to here at
都
least.
会ってのには飽きてたし。
Fair enough. I was trying to get answers from Reina, but I ended up being the one giving out all the answers, just dodging all your questions. With a bit of a wry smile on my face, I grabbed the handle of the hatchet and headed back to worksite. The air grew colder as the sun slowly set. The Higurashi began their song, as if to tell me to stop and head home for the day. Just a bit more. Today, I would end it. When I first started, I chatted with Reina as I worked, and I didn't have that luxury. I'd swung the hatchet countless times today, just like this. Contact. Shards of wood splintered. The assailants butchered the victim's body with hatchets and pickaxes. Oh, not what you want to be thinking right now. I recalled that passage from the tabloid. One hit with something like this would smash someone's head in. Axes and pickaxes are not meant to be swung at people, ever. With one last swing, the beam cracked apart. The weight I put behind the hatchet not only split through the beam, but smashed the statue's shoulder as well. Oops. Oh, it's gonna be the right arm, dog. The arm came off with a sickening sound. It clattered down noisily, stopping at my feet.
どうしたの？大丈夫？怪我したの？
No, someone else's, though.
ごめん。人形の腕壊しちゃったよ。
Boy, if that ain't a sign.
なんだ、ケイイチくんが怪我をしたんじゃないかって思っちゃった。
Hot glue exists. Probably had a really guilty look on my face. Miranda said that without a hint of dismay as she smiled. Okay, actually, technically, I don't know how old hot glue is. Glue exists, probably. Back then, right? There's no way glue didn't exist. There's gotta be some way to put it back together, alright?
ガムテープとかでくっつけて、その上に上着を着せるもの。
See, that works.
絶対わからないよ。
I don't know why, but her saying that feels really frightening to me.
そっか。じゃあ引っ張り出そうぜ。そっち持ってくれるか。
They still haven't found one of the arms. I laughed dryly at how pathetic I was for considering the arm flopping down and rolling to my feet to be such a bad omen. Both Reina and Mio knew how sickening that incident was, so they pretended that they didn't know. I'd looked it up all by myself, and shamefully enough, I was scared.
情けないぜ、前原圭一。よっしゃ、レナ、一気に行くぞ。せーの。わ、やった。や
ったよ、圭一くん。わーい。
That's a victory, I suppose. The right time to give 3 cheers. A moment of 2 days of work bearing fruit. He who was brought to Hinamizawa covered in filth to meet his end. Instead, we were able to welcome him back. You're pretty lucky, Colonel Randy. Your new master is a pretty decent person. Are you sure about that?
わー、ランディくんだ。やっぱかいいよ。
It didn't matter that he was dirty. Reina nuzzled him cheerfully with her cheek. I was dead tired, but seeing Reina's happy face made it all worth it.
じゃあ手伝うから持っていこうぜ。暗くなるとまずいだろう。
そうだね。圭一くん、本当にありがとうね。この恩は忘れないね。
恩返しは何がいいか、よく考えておくよ。
Bro.
どんな恩返しだろう。
Mind in the gutters.
恩返しだろう。
It ain't like that, bro. For now, I just hold back my evil cackle. We were ready to take it to our house, but we couldn't go like this. We rolled the statue up in the tarp and lifted him. He's gonna... I thought he was gonna get a flashback to the tabloid photo. And so Jack and Jill went down the hill carrying a human-sized bag and an unsheathed hatchet. I prayed that we wouldn't run into Tomatake-san. He saw us here and took a picture. We'll need to get rid of him. Lol. Is that meant to be a warning for an outsider like me? Something struck me as odd about the words Tomatake-san, unable to grasp my sense of humor, had left behind. I mean, there's almost certainly something up to Tomatake, and I just don't know what it is. You know, I don't have any idea regarding that. What kind of name is Reina? Let's view the new tips.
ナがいないです。ケイチは知りませんですか？
I do want to say real quick before we really get into this, I didn't really have much to say about the graveyard scene. Oh, I keep saying graveyard, junkyard, junkyard. It's not a graveyard. I mean, it's sort of a graveyard, but like, you know, the junkyard. There wasn't really much to say there. Basically, we just learned that he's scared of that incident now. The most notable thing, in my opinion, is Tomatake-san, and why he's lingering in this same spot over and over. Why does he keep going back to that junkyard? It beats me. I don't know. Maybe some kind of investigator trying to find the right arm or something. I don't know. Or find the killer. I really couldn't tell you. But the rest of the junkyard scene, I keep wanting to say graveyard. I have to actively say junkyard. But the rest of that scene, there was nothing really out of the ordinary there. It was a premonition, like, the right arm being there, was, in my opinion, was like a premonition that they're gonna find the right arm at some point. Right, but, I mean, there's really not too much else for me to decipher, I feel. So, that's just that. Alright, let's go ahead and get into the what kind of name is Reina scene. Reina's not here. Do you know where she is, Keiichi?
あれ、たった今までそこにいたのにな。おいミオ、レナはどこ行ったんだ？
レナ？お手洗いじゃない？覗きたいなら止めないけど通報するからね。
Why did you sound so weird while saying that? I hadn't heard anything about that.
さとこ、レナを知りませんですか？レナさんですの？さっき廊下ですれ違いましたよ。レナさんは日直だから花壇にお水をやらないといけませんので。
ああ、レナが日直か。そりゃお疲れ様なことで。
You hate to see it. Reina, Reina, Reina. Upon hearing it repeated, a thought came to mind. It's rude to say this about someone's name. It was a weird name. It was like some foreigner's name.
レナってどういう名前なんだろうな。レナって漢字だとどうなるんだ？
レナはあだ名なのです。ちゃんとした名前がありますですよ。
え、そうなのか？俺はてっきり竜宮レナってのが本名だと思ってたよ。
Yeah, that's not.
まあ確かにレナさんとしか呼んでませんから間違えるのも無理はないですわね。
I expected you to bully us about that. She even signs her name as Reina. It's like it's her real name at school.
本当の名前はなんて言うんだろうな。レナが戻ってきたら聞いてみるから。
Satoko and Rika-chan looked at each other.
聞かなくてもいいですよ。僕たちが教えてあげますです。お礼の礼に奈良の名、竜宮レイナが本名ですのよ。
It's a one-letter difference.
レイナか。それでレイナじゃなくてレナって読むのか？面白い読み方だよな。
Basically just a spelling change. Is that like... Obviously I don't know anything about Japanese. I don't know if like those words like mean something. I don't know.
いいえ、違いますです。レイナで正しいのです。レナさんが言ったのですわ。レナと呼んでほしいって。だからレナさんなのですわ。
ケイちゃん、レナはレナだよ。レーナって呼ぶのは他人だけ。
Like, are they pronouncing this differently?
そこんとこ分かってるよね。
I understood what Mion was saying.
ケイちゃん、レナはレナだよ。レーナって呼ぶのは他人だけ。そこんとこ分かってるよね。
いいえ、違いますです。レイナで正しいのです。レナはあだ名なのです。いいえ、 違いますです。レイナで正しいのです。
It just kind of feels like they hold the middle part a little longer, if anything. I guess. Really not a big difference, I feel, but it's something to keep in mind, I suppose. It didn't matter what her real name was, only what names we used between us. Reina Ryugo is Reina. She's nobody other than that.
思ったんだけどさ、自己申請すれば俺も今日からあだ名で呼ばれるのか？
面白けりゃね。なんて呼ばれたいわけ？
越後屋。
Con man. What a guy. Reina then came back into the classroom. One of the juniors near the door told Reina people were looking for her.
あれあれ、誰かレナのことを探してたかな？
Seeing that, both Mion and I sneered.
お代官様、竜宮めがまんまと現れましたぞ。
越後屋、主も悪よな。
Bro. So he's going by con man, she's going by bailiff? You guys serious?
何かなケイチ君とミーちゃんが悪代官だよ。越後屋だよ。
おのれ竜宮レナの助、ここであったが100年目でおじゃる。いざ覚悟。
What?
スケさん、カクさん、こらしめてやりなさい。あやいさですわ。報酬はスイス銀行に入れてほしいのです。
Your Swiss bank account? What? Oh god, they're scrapping. I'm always betting on Team Reina, and when it comes to scrapping, I'm just saying. Since it's come to this, we have no choice. We'll just have a grand battle with 5 people. Yeah. Reina's fierce punches exploded just as soon as she had shown her seal. The evil that was Mion and myself was vanquished in the end. I told you, I'm not betting
レ
against
ナに
Reina.
はぜひ世直しの旅に出てもらいたいもんだ。永田町なんかどうだ？
ダメだよ。旅先で可愛いものちょろまかすから。
Cute. The toll of the bell signaled that break time was over.
ほらほら、ケイチ君もミーちゃんも先生来るよ。
I took Reina's hand and stood up. It was just as the teacher had entered the classroom. So one more hour. Man, oh man. I had to buckle down for one more. Man, do I feel that. Alright, well, that is the episode. We've gone through 2 more days. I don't know how many more days we have in the chapter. Like, I don't know how long an actual chapter usually is going to be. We probably still have a few more to go. But I will say, I really enjoyed this one. They started really building up the tension for me in the junkyard, which I'm really enjoying. I don't normally do horror stuff, so when stuff starts getting tense, it hits me pretty hard. But I'm also really enjoying it. I can only imagine it's going to get more and more intense. I'm looking forward to that. Honestly, when all hell breaks loose, I'm fine. It's just those tense moments that get me for some reason. Man. But I really feel like something's going to happen at that junkyard, right? I don't know. Him accidentally chopping off the arm with the hatchet, that felt like way too clear of a, like, foreshadow to me. You know, for that to not mean something. And Toмотake-kun, or son, Toмотake, whatever they're calling him. Right, whatever his honorific is. Sorry, I already forgot. I don't know honorifics like that, so I have to actually try to remember them instead of just know, you know? Point is, Toмотake, right, he's roaming around, and I gotta feel like there's a real reason for that, right? It could just be as simple as, he is just photographing the birds. I feel like it's not. I feel like he's there for a reason, and I'm interested to know why, right? Kind of talked a bit about Reina earlier, in the sense that I'm still suspicious of her, right, being linked to something, and being somebody who, I don't know, might do something, but, like, there's absolutely nothing connecting her, as of now, to the first murder like, chronologically. Right, the one at the den. Well, I can't even say chronologically, because we don't know when the intro murder took place. Right, I still really felt like that was Keiichi and Reina's mannerisms, but I don't know, maybe I was reading into that too hard. I'm not willing to put that theory away, but it's something worth noting, you know? As I could just be reading into that a bit too hard. But I am still suspicious of Reina, generally. If I had to pick anyone to go off the rails, right now it would be her. But overall, this is just another really good episode. The slice of life writing in this game is really good. The tense moments are really tense, and that's really good. And it feels like it's building up to an absolute, like, explosion of mystery, right? And I'm really looking forward to that. For now, that's going to be everything. I hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. The next episode should hopefully be out pretty soon. Weekend's coming up. I should have a chance to record a few episodes, you know. I don't see why I wouldn't be able to. I will say I'm going to try to grind this out pretty quick, because on Tuesday, starting on Tuesday, I'm not going to be able to record until, like, Friday, right, of next week. So that's what, the 2nd or the 3rd? I think it's the 3rd to the 5th. I won't be able to record. I'm moving, actually. So I'm hoping to be able to grind this chapter and finish it up before then. I might just dedicate, like, all of Monday to recording, like, nothing else. So that we can have this done. But if I'm not able to finish it before then, I just want to let you guys know. It might be telling you guys that a little early, but it is what it is. Anyways, point is, new episode should hopefully be coming pretty soon. Whenever that does come out, I really hope to see you guys there. I hope you guys are enjoying. If you guys have any feedback for me, of course, let me know in the comments. I'd rather get that feedback early than really late in the series when there's not much I can do to fix it. Yeah, I hope to see you guys again in the future, but for now, peace.